We've got a ton of exciting gaming news to dive into today, from the courtroom drama between Microsoft and Sony to the surprising details about PlayStation's Project Q and Nintendo's Switch 2, and even some concerns about the much-anticipated Starfield. So let's not waste any time and jump right in. You know that ongoing court case between Microsoft and the FTC? Well, it's just thrown a curveball our way. It turns out Microsoft might be more invested in paying for console exclusives than they've been letting on. This bombshell dropped when Sony accidentally spilled some confidential beans due to a redaction blunder. Now, these documents didn't just reveal the production costs of blockbuster games like The Last of Us Part 2 and Horizon Forbidden West. They also showed that a staggering 1 million PlayStation users are exclusively playing Call of Duty. But here's where it gets really interesting. These documents suggest that Microsoft has been making exclusivity deals to ensure certain games land on Xbox Game Pass on day one, keeping them off PlayStation Plus. Isn't that the very strategy Microsoft has been criticizing Sony for? While the documents don't name any specific games or directly mention PS Plus, Sony is pointing to this as proof that Microsoft is just as keen on securing exclusives. It even seems like Sony and Microsoft have been locked in bidding wars to secure games for their subscription services, with Microsoft reportedly coming out on top for both Valheim and Immortality. But what do you think about all this? Are you surprised by these revelations, or is this just business as usual in the gaming world? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get a conversation going. Remember when we were all speculating about the price of Sony's upcoming handheld console, the PlayStation Project Q? Well, it looks like we've got an answer, and it's not what we were expecting. So Microsoft, of all companies, let slip the price of the Project Q. If their information is accurate, the new device will retail for $300 in the US and €300 in Europe. This is a significant revelation, especially considering industry experts had previously predicted that the console would struggle if it were priced above $200. Sony's Project Q is a unique piece of kit. It can't run games independently and only operates in conjunction with the PlayStation 5. Plus, it requires a constant Wi-Fi connection. So, with these factors in mind, the question arises, can the Q compete with other devices in the market, such as the Steam Deck, Asus ROG, or the Switch? These competitors offer significantly more functionality and, crucially, do not require any additional devices. What's your take on this? Do you feel the Project Q is overpriced? Personally, I think it's a non-starter. I just don't see the appeal of this gadget when we already have smartphones and tablets. And here's a fun fact. Did you know you can use your PS4 and PS5 controllers for remote play? So, with the Sony's cutting-edge revolutionary Project Q potentially struggling to compete in the market, it's interesting to look at another upcoming handheld console that's causing quite a stir. The Nintendo Switch 2. The head of Activision recently revealed that the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 will be as powerful as the PlayStation 4. Yes, you heard it right. A handheld console with the power of a PS4 opens up a world of possibilities, not just for Nintendo games, but also for third-party publishers. The Switch 2's potential to run games from the last decade and many future releases could make it a major competitor in the gaming industry. The success of the Steam Deck has already demonstrated the demand for a powerful handheld console. A more user-friendly and affordable version from Nintendo, with the added bonus of Nintendo's game library, could be a game-changer. But this raises some questions for Sony and Microsoft. Will they regret not investing in their own hybrid consoles, especially given their history of following successful trends in the gaming industry? Could the Switch 2 disrupt the current gaming industry and bury the Project Q? Or do you think Sony and Microsoft still have some tricks up their sleeves? Share your opinions in the comments below. I genuinely enjoy engaging in these discussions with you, as you might have noticed from our back and forth in the comments sections of previous videos. Now let's talk about Starfield. As a gamer, I've been eagerly following the development of this game, but I have to admit I'm starting to have some concerns. Firstly, there's the issue of the jank. Bethesda has a track record of releasing games that are, frankly, full of bugs and glitches. I'm worried that Starfield might just be another addition to this list, especially since Bethesda hasn't really addressed these issues in the past. Then there's the facial animation. I've often found the quality of facial animations in Bethesda games to be lacking. Despite promises of improvement, the trailers for Starfield haven't convinced me that we're going to see a significant upgrade here. My third concern is the dialogue. In my experience, Bethesda games tend to have dialogue that feels basic and unpolished. From what I've seen in the Starfield trailers, I'm not sure this issue has been tackled. Next up is action. While it seems like Starfield's shooting mechanics might have improved, the space combat doesn't look as promising. I'm worried this could be a weak point in the game. Finally, there's lockpicking. The fact that a lockpicking sequence is included in the Starfield trailer makes me think that the game might be too similar to previous Bethesda games, despite its new setting and title. I was really hoping for a fresh experience, and it's not just me who's worried. I've been seeing these concerns echoed across the web. It seems like a lot of people are questioning the state of this game, but what do you think? Are you still excited for Starfield, or do you share these concerns?
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds. Surely need a suppressor. You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.